You're responsible not just to yourself, but also to your consumers and your customers who are very important for your business to succeed. So I think the important thing really is to get clear on what you want to do and to define success in your terms. Will you have doubts? Of course you will have doubts. If things were fairly straightforward and clear, and the path was very clear, it would be easy for all of us. But the path is not always clear. As somebody said, that when you focus on the obstacles, you never see the goal. But once you focus on the goal, you will take care of the obstacles that come in your way. So again, it depends on what your attitude is and where you're starting from. If you say that, oh my God, it's so difficult to do business in this country because you don't get this and you don't get that, and everything is corrupt and so on and so forth, frankly, you won't get anywhere. The other attitude is to say, you know what, it's not easy, but so many people before me have done it and so many people after me will do it. So let me give it my best shot. And I can tell you with great confidence and great certainty that no matter what anybody says about India, sometimes it takes us longer, sometimes it is very arduous, sometimes it is very bureaucratic, sometimes it just is very, irritating, but it is possible to do what you want to do here. And you just have to be focused, you have to be clear, and you have to set your own, rules in terms of how you want to work. So it's about, again, I come back to conviction. It is about being smart about what you want to do. That's another thing. There are a lot of people who say, I'm really passionate about this. Well, passion is good to start with, but passion without competence doesn't get you anywhere. If you are passionate, then either you have to be competent or you have to go and find people who are competent. So it is both about being passionate about what you want to do and having the competence to do it. So competence without passion will only get you so far. Passion without competence will not get you very far at all. So remember another thing, that when you are the entrepreneur, when you are the founder, when you are the promoter, whatever you want to call yourself, you also need to surround yourself with people who are smarter than you. In fact, if you look at great corporations that have been successful over hundreds of years, one of the things that great corporations always do, or great leaders always do, is they surround themselves with other people who are smarter than them, who are more competent than them. Because none of us can do everything. Not even Prime Minister Modi can do everything on his own, as we have seen. You might believe that you're the best person to do this job, but we can't. There are too many variables in the environment that need to be managed, irrespective of the size of your operation or of your business. So therefore, the second thing that all successful entrepreneurs have experienced is you have a vision, you have a dream, you have to have the ability to be able to take that vision and dream and craft it into small steps that you will take to realize that vision and dream. Nobody can go from there to there without taking some small steps in between. You'll have to take some steps sideways as well, because things you expect will happen don't happen. When you expect things to happen in a particular way, they don't necessarily happen in that particular way. But if you're focused on the goal, you will take care of the obstacles. So successful people are those people who also surround themselves with, with competency. I think the other part of success is the attitude you have, which I spoke about earlier as well. It's not just about your attitude, because your attitude will also create the attitude of those people who work for you. I always used to say that, if we've decided to do something and if the results are different from what we've done, we have to be able to very candidly say, what is it that we could have done to change the outcome? So the focus is not on your effort. The focus is not on how hard you've worked. The focus really is, are you working hard on the right things? Are you spending your time on those things that will make the big difference? So hard work is important, but hard work which is directed and focused in the right direction is what will produce results. So there are a lot of people, you meet who say that I worked really hard and nothing happened. Sometimes that's also true. Sometimes you might have an idea that is ahead of its time. Sometimes you might have an idea, but someone else comes up with the same idea and is able to execute it better than you can execute it. So in business, one of the other things that I've learned is that it is good to have clarity, it is good to have a goal, it is good to have a strategy, but all of that without having a really good ability to execute. And by execute, I mean, who is going to do what? What is the process we are going to follow? How do we go from where we are to where we want to be? Those are the matters of execution. So you can have a great plan, great thoughts, wonderful passion, all of those things. But if in execution you're not paying enough attention to detail, things can go terribly, terribly wrong. And at the end of the day, it's not about what you say, but about the results that you produce that matters. So execution, therefore, you need to really surround yourself with people who are not similar to you. That's another thing. Sometimes we say we like to feel comfortable with people. But if you surround yourself with people who are similar to you, you're not getting the diversity that you need, that every business needs to flourish. And in the absence of that diversity, you are not going to be able to realize the full potential of what you want to do. So surrounding yourself with smarter people, surrounding yourself with people who have the right skills, and more importantly, surrounding yourself with people who have the right attitude. People have to buy into your vision. And every company has its own vision and way of operating. The way Fab India works is very different from the way Good Earth works, from the way Biba works, but they're all successful. So you have to determine what is your DNA that you want in your business. What is going to be that special uniqueness that you bring to what you do that is going to differentiate you from everybody else? Because there'll be many people who come and compete in the same space. And right now we can see what is happening in the e-commerce world. Everybody wants to launch a portal, everybody wants to do everything, and then the only thing you can do is to offer big discounts. You will have a lot of customers and very big discounts, but where is the money? So the last thing I want to say to all of you is that at the end of the day, business is about the ability to make money. Yes, you have to invest. Yes, there will be a gestation period. Yes, there will be times when initially you will not make money. That is why it is called an investment phase. But intrinsically, very quickly, you have to come to a business model where you have defined quite clearly and specifically how the activities are going to be performed, what is going to be the cost of each of those activities, what is the revenue that you're going to generate, and at the end, if you're not generating more revenue than the cost that you have, you're not going to have an enduring business. You may get investors initially who believe in you, who say that you're really competent and I'm going to put my money behind your venture. But at the end of the day, the purpose of business, the purpose of any commercial venture is to create a surplus. Because if you're not creating a surplus, you're not going to be able to pay your employees, pay your shareholders, pay yourself, and make the business sustainable. And you know, it goes from the sublime to the ridiculous. Large businesses have folded up. We all know of an airline called Kingfisher who got into so much of debt. It was a great brand. It was a great experience for customers. But if you are not able to find a way to make money at the end of the day, that business is not going to be sustaining or enduring. And therefore, it is always a good idea, initially, to be very careful with, you know, the costs that you're incurring, how you're approaching the business that you are doing, which become very, very critical. So I would say that in summary, you know, at least what I've always done, every time a new opportunity has come my way, I ask myself 3 questions. And if the answer to all 3 questions is yes, I go ahead and do it. So the first question is, am I going to learn anything, you know, in doing this new thing? The second is, am I going to be able to contribute to what I'm doing? Of course, in my case, I'm a professional. I've not been an entrepreneur, as I said. So, you know, my decisions always were, am I going to be able to learn anything out of this new opportunity? Am I going to be able to contribute anything to the business? And third and most important is, am I going to have fun doing it? Because frankly, when you are having fun doing something that you do, it doesn't matter how long you work. If you're not having fun doing what you're doing, even an hour can be very, very tedious. So the important thing is you've got to create around you an environment and an atmosphere which brings out the best, not just in yourself, but also brings out the best in other people that you're going to be working with. Because only then can you have fun, and only then can you, you know, really work hard, but also have a good time and feel quite successful at the end of it all. Because, you know, what gives all of us great pleasure and joy and excitement is to say that I made this happen. Now, whether this is a school that you might want to start, whether this is an NGO that you want to start, whether this is, you know, a new business that you want to start, a new manufacturing unit that you're going to start, what matters in the end is what have you managed to create, not just for yourself, but for the society, for the community around you, and for the people around you. I will leave it to questions. I'm sure there'll be lots of questions which are about, you know, women have to juggle so many different responsibilities, manage the home, manage this, manage that. But you know what? Juggling multiple stakeholders is something that we simply have to accept. Because what choice do you have? And when you don't have a choice and you accept it and you say, I'm going to be smart about the way I'm going to juggle my responsibility and manage the various stakeholders, things actually become quite easy. And, you know, all of us also happen to live in a country where there are support systems by way of families, by way of other support systems that are available for all of us to, you know, pursue and follow our dream the way you wish to pursue and follow your dream. And just remember that at the end of the day, what matters is how you feel about yourself, not how others feel about you. If you feel good about yourself, others will feel very good about you. If you don't feel good about yourself, you know, it's unlikely that you can get that satisfaction from others. So I would say that it's an exciting journey all of you have chosen. There is a world of opportunities ahead of us. India has never been in the position in which India is now. There are lots of challenges and lots of issues, but there are also lots of opportunities. And, you know, if all of us are smart about how we want to use those opportunities to fulfill ourselves, to create something that is going to be enduring, to create something that is going to be lasting and sustainable, then there is, you know, great joy and great happiness in doing that. So thank you very much. I will open it up to questions.